class here at S.O.W. Stream of Wisdom. All right.
I got
Nice, nice.
yeah. So shalom, brothers and sisters. We're here at 15, it's 15, yeah,
1550.
Ken Forest Drive, Missouri City, Texas. Zip code 77498. Again, it's 1550 Ken Forest Drive, Missouri City. Uh, Missouri City, Texas 77498. We know we're in Houston, Texas. We're literally a street away from Houston, Texas. Just letting y'all know. But Missouri City is a city outside of Houston. Literally a street down. You can literally walk to Houston from here. So we're still in Houston for those that's in the Houston area. The class times and days is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 2 or 3 p.m. We got a school in Virginia. School address out there is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia. The address out there is 23517. We got a school in Rochester. The school address out there is 1600 Lyle Ave, Suite 1A, Rochester, New York. Zip code 14606. Class times and days is Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays from 8 to 10 p.m. Saturdays from 10 to 4 p.m. And that's Eastern time. And we got a school also in San Antonio. Address out there 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code 78218. Class times and days is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7:30 to about 10. Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 4. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to the channels. You're on the Houston channel. There's a Virginia channel. There's a Rochester channel. There is a San Antonio channel. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to all these YouTube channels. Big shout out to all the brothers that's in Virginia, Rochester, San Antonio, and the sisters that's putting in the work, fighting a good fight. You know, just trying to build and get us to where we need to get to. So just letting y'all know, the Feast of Hanukkah is in 6 days. The Feast of Hanukkah is December 24th, sundown, to January the 1st, sundown. So the Feast of Hanukkah is coming up. Feast of Hanukkah. Well, so just a quick heads up too, from the 24th to about the 1st of January, whichever day the class schedule falls, we will not be having class during the Feast of Hanukkah. So if you don't see us online, don't trip out. You already know we're just celebrating Hanukkah, and hopefully you will be too. And if you're in the area, hopefully you'll show up to one of these school areas, school locations for the feast. Contact us before you show up, of course.
Our last day of the feast is the 1st.
Yes, sir.
Right, so we'll be back in class that Friday.
All right.
3rd.
Yes, sir. So we have an expo coming up on April the 13th, a 2025 expo on April the 13th. If you'd like to watch us, we got Michelle's Blog Talk Radio. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. You know, we ask that you like, share, and subscribe to the different media platforms. Different media sources that we do from YouTube. We got 5 Minutes of Wisdom, Hidden True Bible Show, Israelite Media Corp. Like, share, and subscribe to those. We do kids classes here in Houston at 11 a.m. and it'll be posted on various channels. We got the Instagram, S.O.W. Children of Light. TikTok, Soul Children of Light. Kids class in Virginia is on Sundays. Contact us for details. Israel Ware is now Chosen Creations. So we are accepting all orders, of course, until around Passover time. And we still got the subscription service, $35 for a shirt, $75 for a shirt and a headband. And as y'all know, we do Hip Academy here in Houston every Tuesday. Virginia and Rochester is every Monday.
Yes, we do.
If you would like to contact any of the priests, your number, Kazaki, is 757-300-4047. Fatizat's number is 303-557-8979. Zion's number is 346-234-8340. We ask that you support the business, support of all the business. Go to chosencreations.com, check it out. Go to sweetambiance.com, check it out. And if you'd like to give any donations, of course, the Wells Fargo account number is 101-580-616. Cash App is ISBHBK donations. The Zelle is isbhbk@gmail.com. The Zelle number is 757-300-4047. If anyone would like to help out with the school rent, bills, things of that nature. You know, send something to help out with Hanukkah. You know, Hanukkah is the rededication of the temple. So, you know, for the last 2 years here in Houston, you know, we would definitely put some work in at the school, whether it was repainting, redoing the floors, or just finding whatever we could do to help make the sanctuary look a little bit better, be a little bit more comfy. We did that the last two. We're supposed to do that. You know, you want to do that every Hanukkah. So, you know, I do want to put out for Hanukkah. You know, if you're not in the area, if you'd like to help out with, you know, getting the schools together. As y'all know, we just came into the school in Houston. We've only been in here for a couple of months, so we're still working on some things. So if you guys would like to help out, you definitely can. You know, help out in any and every way that you can. So, with that, would like to open it up for class, and of course, Dwayne for tuning in.
Yeah, so I'm glad everybody joined us today. I'm glad that, you know, we're here gathered together in unity and brotherhood in the spirit of Hamashiach.
What's wrong with that brother's voice?
You know? So I think everyone's gonna like this class. And you know, the overview of this class, just to let you know, we're gonna go into the fact of what your life is, right? What is your life and your service and your duty? Is your duty to your own life and your own selfish wills what you want to do? Or is your life in service to the Most High in Christ? I mean, there's a lot of different components to this, and we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. So I titled the class, Give Up Your Life to Gain It. Give up your life to gain it. All right?
All right.
Welcome, welcome. Shalom, shalom. A nice, beautiful Israelite family walking in here. So, just to start out, you know, I just want to ask a general question. Like, what's a typical day-to-day life for a person? For a man, woman, child? What does your life consist of? Like, what do you do on a day-to-day? Look, I'll start off. I wake up, I work out, I'll either listen to the audio Bible or I might get a little reading in. If I'm trying to get pumped up for the day, for the mall or something, I might throw some jams on, psych myself up for the day, go to work, spend however many hours I need to spend in the mall. That's till done usually. And then after that, you know, class, for whatever remaining of class is left. Usually it's if class goes over, you know, I can show up for the overage, right? What was that again?
The surplus class?
I show up for the surplus of the class, right? I do that, you know, or and then after that, you know, usually long day, tired, hungry, go home, eat, talk with the rib, sleep. It's a typical day for me. Insert different day activities, right?
Right.
So like, what are y'all days like? What are y'all days like? What do you do in the day? What does your life consist of? I deny it.
Mine is kind of like yours. I'll wake up, I'll work out, I'll study, cook, and then I'll work, and then I'll go to class or garments.
Class, garments, you know, little basic mundaneness. Yashkar, what you got?
So, being part of the ministry,
I like the necklace too. Sharp.
chosen creation, right? We got a store here in the school.
Mhm.
Right, check it out. No, but being part of the ministry, we have a schedule set to us, a week in advance. So I'll prep for my week as far as like I already know what I got: class, Hebrew Academy, flyers in the mall, the other business. And then the insert is wake up, get the kids ready for the day, try to get in the brain, pray with the kids, send them off to school. And then just like how you were saying, as the day goes by, again, the routine that I have on a regular basis.
Right, insert whatever activity goes for that day.
Right.
Whether it's Monday, class, Tuesday, academy, Wednesday, class, Thursday, garments, Friday, class, Shabbat, class, flyers, street speaking, insert whatever activity for that day, right?
Right.
Got it. Let's start off with a good scripture here. Give me Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 8 and verse 15.
God. Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
Then I commended mirth, because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink
Go ahead.
and to be merry.
Read.
For that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which the Most High giveth him under the sun.
Okay, so we're in the truth, so we got these certain activities that we do on a daily basis, right? The camp is set up so that we're constantly rubbing elbows with each other. We're around each other. We're spending a lot of time amongst the body. That's our day-to-day. But then think about before you came into the truth, right? What'd you do? Did your job, went home, chilled. If you got a wife, you spend time with the wife. You got a husband, spend a little time with your husband. Eat a little food, lay down, wake up, repeat, right? You went through your day and you enjoyed the fruits of your labor. You looked for things to do. Some guys were video game guys. You go home and you jump on the sticks. You gotta get on the video game. You gotta get some Madden in. Do a little online gaming, a little Call of Duty, Black Ops, right?
Right.
And then you relax. You weren't worried about reading. You weren't worried about studying. You weren't worried about keeping a standard. You weren't worried about elevating. Unless you was elevating on the job, you're trying to climb the corporate ladder. You weren't worried about these things. You were in your mirth, chilling. I don't got nothing to do. I don't got nothing that's better to do. It's like me and a few brothers, me and like Rob, me and Yashkar, me and Magun. We've talked about bro, it's easy to be reinserted into the matrix, to just do the same thing that we did before, or even before coming to the truth. We didn't have nothing to do. Just like when Yahweh Shai said the parable about the man going out to get the workers to work in his field. Say, ye are idle. We're idle. We had a lot of idle time. Hey, Solomon's giving a breakdown right here. He says it's good that mirth, it's good to enjoy the fruits of your labor. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Nothing wrong at all. I like it. I like to be able to sit back and be able to spend the money that I made on something that I want to spend it on instead of a bill, right? You'd rather throw their money on a cruise versus at Reliant. I mean, I would.
Right.
But there's nothing better to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Let's get another one. And in this right here, we're just going over what a typical day, a typical life consists of, right?
Yeah.
These are the things that people do. I forgot to throw out the weed head, the smokers. They do their thing.
Right.
I had a neighbor that was a functioning coke addict. Yeah, functioning, high functioning. Dude had a great job. He paid his bills on time. He had him a rib, but he did drugs, and he was fine with it. It was like, yeah, I do coke. Like it's a normal thing.
All right, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, he later went to that, and that's when the downhill started really hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he had a normal life. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 3.
Done. Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men.
So you got this time. Think about it. Man, it's been a long day. Let me get a brewski. Let me just have a beer. Get a tall boy. Let me drain a 6-pack. I deserve it. Gave myself the wine. Or unless you the sophisticated type, you know what I'm saying? If you the sophisticated type and you want to be like Olivia Pope from whatever that show used to be called, Scandalous. There you go, Scandal. And you got the big old giant, Kool-Aid pitcher cup, and you just doing like this with your wine. You want to be that person. Because what? You ain't got nothing else better to do.
Wine and popcorn.
Wine, popcorn, watch TV, vegetate on the couch, relax, unwinding from the day. Nightcap. Yeah, right before I go to sleep. Relax. He gave himself the wine. Read.
Which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life.
Go ahead.
I made me great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards.
Okay, so y'all understand this is Solomon. Solomon has peace. He's not at war like his father David was. He got time. Now, let's parallel this. Are any of y'all at war? Do the people that we see out here, are they going out to war day in and day out? They are? We are? You taking a pistol, gun, knife, hand-to-hand combat? You John Wicking people? No, that's what I'm saying, huh? We ain't in the trenches, literally. We might be in the spiritual trenches, but we're nowhere near those physical trenches. You don't want to be on the front line. You don't want to be there. There's a young man that pushed to be on the front lines. And then he found out what war was really about. And then he figured out that, dang, my dad was right. I should have never came into this. And before he can get out the war and go back home, he died trying to deliver a message that, some intel that was gathered from the enemy. Good story. Sir.
We met this young 18-year-old from Palestine at the oil cart in First Colony.
Uh-huh.
Well, she grew up in Palestine, and she was capping on Americans. She was like, "No one's seen what I seen when we're in the playground at school and bombs are literally dropping down, people getting shot up." She was like, "I remember that. People here have it easy and they want to complain about certain things, but I grew up with family who were killed with these soldiers coming in or amongst each other, buildings being blown up,
John.
lights being turned off, hospitals, and so on and so forth. We can't even go to school. Okay, everybody's the bombs dropping, go home." She was like, "I was in the midst of war."
Bro, war ain't pretty. But like I said, Solomon's not going through that.
Yeah.
It's like how we are able to do our job, go home, and do whatever on God's green earth you feel like you want to do. That's the basic lifestyle of an American. Basic lifestyle. And Solomon's going through it here. Let's read on. Oh, so he said he built him great houses. He built a house. He planted a vineyard. He got time. He's doing things. Go ahead.
Verse 5. I made me gardens and orchards.
Mm-hmm.
I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits.
So he's learning how to plant. He's planting. He's having people plant for him. He's building. He's having these orchards built. He's experiencing different areas of life. Just like many of us have. Like when you have all this extra time outside of work. It's like, oh, I want to play video games. Oh, I want to get high. Oh, I want to get drunk. Oh, I want to go to a club. Oh, I want to hit up the bar. Oh, I want to hang out the park with the fellas. Oh, I want to go play basketball. Like whatever your fill in the gap, fill in the blank. That's what you were doing.
A hobby.
A hobby. That's what Solomon got going on. He got hobbies going on. He's just building. He's doing something to occupy his time. Read on.
I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees.
Go ahead.
I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me.
So think about it. Like I'll tell you something about me. Like I'm like the second person in my family on my mom's side to ever own their own house. I'm the second, like ever. Well, until you get down to further down the line. But as far as our generation, I'm the second to have a house. No one else. So it's like he's doing different things, and he's up in getting better results than anyone has gotten before. He's trying new things. He's like, man, I've gotten maid servants in the house. I got servants born in my own house. I'm doing things. I'm set up here. I'm trying to push the envelope to see how great I can be now. Go ahead.
I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts.
Yeah, so he's living it up. Isn't that living it up? He said he gathered silver, gold. He getting instruments. He getting singers. He got people who's like, hey, I want you to be my alarm clock. Sing me something nice to wake me up in the morning. La, 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 la. Or something like that, right? You want to, something to rise up to. Remember Eddie Murphy in Coming to America? Yo,
Hell yeah, he had somebody brushing his teeth.
right.
Gargling.
Yes.
Doing something else too.
Bath time.
Yeah.
Sir.
Growing up at my grandma's house, we would wake up to Mexican music. She was cleaning. When we heard the music, she was cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
5 in the morning. I was like, man. Oh, man.
It sounds like a beautiful life.
Right.
You got, he has his wealth, his riches, he's able to expand, do different things that, do frivolous things. Let me use that word. He got to do frivolous things. Go ahead.
Verse 9. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor.
You're like, this is my portion for what I worked for. I did this. I deserve to do these things. I'm living my life. I'm living my best life. People are like, oh, I'm living my best life. I got the Mercedes. I got the BMW. I got the house. I got the career. I'm making money. I'm a boss. These people, they living their best life and they able to do all these spectacular things. I know there's someone they come by the mall. They come into the mall. They're always talking about some cruise that they went on. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going on a cruise to Bermuda. I'm going on a cruise to Jamaica. I'm going on a cruise to Trinidad. I'm going on a cruise to China. I'm like, that's a long cruise. I don't think I want to take that one. I'm doing all these cruises. They're always talking about some cruise. I'm like, man, don't you get tired of a cruise? But you think about all these different things. Like Solomon said, everything he put his eye to, right? And this is like the life of people. People have these different amounts of free time that they want to spend up some way. They want to use in some way, shape, or form. So,
right.
Parallel that to your life before the truth. Parallel that to your free time and what you want to do with it, what you're setting your eyes to. Oh, did you have something?
Yeah, let's go to Colossians chapter 3, verse 1. It's funny. It's funny. You kind of like just alley-ooped it right back. I thought you were gonna. While you were like responding, I was like, oh damn, you kind of like left the phone.
No.
You alley-ooped it right back. It's dope you did that because I didn't even show you where I was going. But you know, as you were going in, I was just thinking about even like my life before the truth, and I was like, damn, like what was I doing? What was I doing with said free time? You know, after work and after like the regular duties and stuff that just for life. And you know, I will say that, you know, for a lot of people that come into the truth, that is like a big battle, is that loss of free time. Because you know, you even in the truth, you still got to work. You still gonna put your time in. You know, that doesn't change because you learn that you got to keep the laws of the Most High. So now, you know, class and said duties that, you know, you do towards the Most High, that eats up at a lot of your free time. And a lot of people, that's bothersome because they can't just do what they want. You know, it's bothersome when you work and you're tired and you may not feel like coming to class, or you may not feel like showing up for garments or academy, but you have to. It's bothersome for some people. And that adjustment period, if they don't adjust well to it, a lot of them you see that they fold. But a lot of reasons. I mean, the reason why they fold is because of this. Read Colossians 3:1.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen with Christ,
Go ahead.
seek those things which are above.
And that's why a lot of people fold, is because what they're seeking isn't the things that's above. See, we're able to come to class every day, and it's not burdensome, or do garments, or do academy, or whatever it is, whatever time it is that we got to put in for the Most High. It's not burdensome to us because what we're seeking is the things which are above. We're seeking the Most High's favor, His grace, His mercy. We're seeking His love. Remember in Leviticus, it tells us that the sacrifice at the temple, it's never supposed, the flame at the temple is never supposed to go out. So our flame for the Most High can never go out. You see that? So those are the things that we got to seek after. Go ahead.
Where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God.
Verse 2.
Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth.
And that's the thing, like, before the truth, this is where we were at. Like, the goals and aspirations was before the truth, before you learn who you are, the goals and the aspirations was just to make more money. But what does money allow you to do? The goal was just to make more money. That was, I could say 95% of the people in here, that was it. Nobody likes going to work. Nobody has a dream career that they like. You just deal with it. But it's whatever pays the most, or it's how you can make some more money. So before the truth, the goals and aspirations was how can I make some more money? And if you were comfortable where you were at, then you were just comfortable with where you were at. The dreams and goals was, I can't wait for this vacation. I can't wait to go here or there. But now in the truth, the dreams and aspirations and affections, everything has to be set on the Most High and trying to achieve that. That way you can be okay in this world, in this life that we're living. But that's why, listen, man, the dreams and aspirations before the truth was, Jim, I got to get my body right. I got to get my money right. I got to get a house. Got to buy a house. Like you were saying, you were the second person in your family to buy a house. A lot of people, their family members never owned a house.
Right.
So it was that, or I got to finish school, or I got to pay off these debts. Like those are the goals of the world. Those are the aspirations of the world. But now in the truth, we got something real to fight and chase for. You know?
We finished on that?
Yep.
So, in everything that he said, I'm gonna just add a quote. It's a short quote. Know thyself. Know what's in you. Know what your life was and what your life is. Because if you're not examining yourself, right, as the scriptures say, y'all know the scripture. If you're not examining yourself, then you're gonna you're gonna fall right back into this routine life, as far as on the sense of, oh, my free time is my free time. I can do what I want, and this is my life. I love it. Oh, you know what? I'm trying to secure my life. I'm trying to get things together. I'm trying to put my ducks in a row. You know, I'm trying to get things together. It's my life. I love it. That's what I see. That's what I hear when
Oh, go ahead.
when that free time hits. I just did it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just did it. Because I do that sometimes. Like if
threw me
y'all-
off. Go ahead, sorry.
Just even on that, like you ask somebody, what y'all's goals? And if it was somebody in the world, I usually ask this question again at the cart in First Colony. It's like, well, what's your goal, sis? What's your goal, bro? What do you got planned, or your goal for the next 5 years? You know, save some money and travel the world. I wanna travel. I'm like, that's it?
That's it.
And what happens after that? You know, just make enough money so that I could be financially stable, so I could travel, have fun, and not worry about anything financially. But that's my goal. No self-elevating goals, nothing like that. And then the schism, the glitch, like, does not compute. Like, what? Are you tripping?
Bro, that's people's minds. Bro, you know, we talk to lots and lots and lots of people, and we don't just have basic conversations with people. We have real meaty conversations with random people. Random people. You know, people are hurting so much. Just real quick. People be hurting, and they got a lot that they want to say, and they don't have nobody to talk to. So as soon as you say, so what's been happening with you? How you doing? Vomit. And we just got, you spit in my face. It's okay. Keep talking.
Right, with the,
Try this oil.
with the 100 bags of Coach and J's and this and
Yeah.
that. Like, that's my goal.
Right, because that's their life.
Uh-huh.
Just bringing it right back, because that's their life. The mirth, the wine, the drink, the spending, just the activities to fill in a void, to fill a void. That's all they're trying to do. But who had the Colossians? Go back to the Colossians and go down one more verse. So we're going to hit chapter 3 and verse 3.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 3.
Go ahead.
For ye are dead.
You're what?
For ye are dead.
Read.
And your life is hid with Christ in God.
Because that's where your life is supposed to be. Your life is supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be dead to your old ways. Supposed to be a new man, new woman, new creature. Right?
God.
God.
That's right.
That's right.
Hold on. Unity. 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Hey, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna use that more often now. Get the octaves up.
The flashcards of like, okay, this is where everybody
Oh.
applause and that's right.
Applaud.
Or
That's right.
Damn. That's right. Applause.
God. It's gonna be on the other side of the pictures. They're just gonna turn the pictures around.
It's gonna be more live though. Like, not like how when Cardi B was trying to speak for Kamala Harris and that screen didn't come on. She was like, yeah. Fix the teleprompter. And then somebody comes brings her a phone. What to say?
Oh dang, I didn't.
It's hilarious.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to look that up. Anyway, so just jumping back. Give me 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. So
Did you finish with the Ecclesiastes? Ecclesiastes?
yes, sir.
Right. Okay.
So it says your life is hid. Your life should be hid in Christ. Hid in such a way that
Did you read verse 11? I'm sorry.
no. I didn't do verse 11.
Go ahead.
Your life should be hid in Christ. But you gotta know you. You gotta know where you're at. and we bring the scripture out a lot. You know, this is a oldie buddy goodie. Colossians, 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5.
2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Examine yourselves.
Look at you. Follow your life pattern. See how you do things, how you spend your time. You know, I remember what was real popular at one point were those daily planners. Look at your daily planner and see what you be doing. Be real with yourself. Look at your phone. You know, they got this function on the phone where you can show how much screen time you had and how much time you're spending on what app.
Yep.
Are you like 90 hours on YouTube? Are you like what's a game? I don't know. I don't know a lot of app games. Are you spending a lot of time on video games on your phone? Or you spending like hours and hours on TikTok or Instagram? It'll tell you right there on your phone. I'll show you your screen time. I know every week, like at the end of the week, my iPhone pops up and it says, screen time down, screen time up. At the end of every week, the alert pops up. Your screen time is up. Screen time is definitely up during feast weeks.
Hilarious.
Hey, if I could throw this out there, everybody's screen time should be way up. Because y'all should be watching classes.
Ooh, got him.
Yeah, got y'all.
Can I get a that's right? 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Hey, it's working. It's working.
And I'm just saying that because that's what happened with me. I was like, how the hell is all my screen time up? And I was like,
just listen to all these classes.
oh, and I was like, okay, it's because my class intake is like really high.
God.
So yeah.
So we're examining ourselves. Read on.
Whether ye be in the faith,
Go ahead.
prove your own self.
Prove yourself. Prove what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, what works for you. Not everything is good for everybody. Make sense? Read on.
Know ye not your own selves,
Go ahead.
how that Yahushua is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Unless ye be what?
Reprobates.
So I want to hit more on this reprobates. Okay? The other stuff was fluff, but this is the meat that I wanted. Unless ye be reprobates. Let's get a definition of reprobates. Because he's saying you can examine yourself, you can see how you are, and really give yourself a true assessment. Unless you're this. Unless you just overlook or you want to see things a certain way. I'm not lazy. I'm not slothful. I'm not boring. I'm not this, I'm not that. Like whatever you want to say that you're not. Well, look, sometimes you need an outside opinion. Sometimes, or you need to sober up. Sober up. Put down the chicken and the steak and the soda. Put it down. Sober up with a little fast. You know, let the autophagy start to work in your body. And be clear-minded. Think with some ketones. Ketones feed your brain. You know, give your brain that energy. Think on some ketones. And give yourself a real assessment. But you can't do that if you're a reprobate. Who got a definition for reprobate?
So reprobate is a person abandoned to sin.
No, give me the 18
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
or 1611. You're 1611?
I'm at 1828.
1820? Okay, go ahead.
To abandon to wickedness.
Go to the adjectives.
Adjective.
It says one lost to virtue and religion.
Not enduring proof. Not of standard. Pure. Not of standard.
Okay, so you're not of standard. You're a reprobate, meaning you're not of standard. Go ahead.
Purity or fineness. Disallowed. Rejected.
Dang, rejected. Look, I'm gonna tell you what I got here. Morally corrupt. Unless you're morally corrupt. Think about that one. Morally corrupt. If you're morally corrupt, you won't see how you're off in a certain area. Because right there, you're morally corrupt. You're missing packets. You're not complete. You're off in some way right there. Now, that doesn't say you're just a wicked person. Your vision might be skewed in this subject because you want to see things a certain way. You're morally corrupt right there. Another word, another definition. Hold on, where it is.
So some synonyms.
Rejected as worthless or not. So you've been rejected. You know, we say the prayer, take not away your true spirit from me. We say that when we pray. So if we're praying, take not your true spirit away from me. Well, maybe you went so far to the left in this thought process, the true spirit was taken from you. The true spirit had left. Because it's holy, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1, verse 3 says that the Holy Spirit will flee. It won't hang out with you when your thoughts are not righteous. When you're in your body is subject to sin. It's not gonna chill with you. It's not gonna be like, yo, homie. It's gonna say, no, I don't want nothing to do with you because you off. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 27.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 27.
Uh-huh.
My son, prove thy soul in thy life,
Go ahead.
and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
That comes from the self-examination. That comes from understanding your life and your life patterns. I know I feel like in every other class I'll bring up a life pattern, but that's where we get tripped up at. We get tripped up in our life patterns. Because, you know what? I understand my life pattern, and I understand to an extent that around certain times of the year, certain things start to hit me a different way. It's weird. It's like, man, this always comes around this time of the year. Anyone else can relate? Con, we got a few cons out here. It's this cycle, and it's like, well, if you know this cycle, can't you prepare for it next time it comes around? It says, okay, I'm not gonna fall into that same cycle. Let me lay down my life more. Let me do more. Because I know that this that I fall into is evil for me. Read on.
Verse 28.
Uh-huh.
For all things are not profitable for all men. Neither hath every soul pleasure in everything.
Yeah, because the whole duty of man is to keep the law, right? Serve the Lord thy God with all thy might, thy power, thy strength, and keep the commandments. This is the whole duty of man. But what is that? What is it to do these things? What is it to give up you and the things that you used to do? What is it to lay down your life?
Before you slide down,
Uh-huh.
let me just move backwards real quick.
Okay.
Because you're about to take off, and I just don't want to interrupt you. Go back to Ecclesiasticus real quick too. Right? And I want y'all to just think real quick. Because he's turned up, right? He's turned all the way up. I'm turned down. Right? We're gonna balance each other out. We're gonna have fun.
Fine.
Right? But I'm gonna ask a question. Right? I'm gonna ask a question. The things that Solomon named, what did those represent? Ecclesiastes 2. Ecclesiastes, my bad. Ecclesiastes, I always do that. Ecclesiastes 2:3. What are those things? Like, he named them. He made gardens. He had maidens. They was cooking. He was baking. He was watering trees. He was doing all types of just stuff, right? But what did that represent? What did that represent? Just think about everything that he was doing. What? What? Damn. I wouldn't go that far. She said it's less. I wouldn't go that far, right? Because it's not bad to like want to water some trees and have a garden and right his desires, right? The things his desires. What else?
I was gonna say his achievements.
Right, things that he wanted to achieve. What else? Because there's a little small thing in here. There's a little small thing in here that, like, just going with the tone of the class. Every one of these things we all kind of want to do, right? You want to have a little fun. You want to kick back. You want to build, right? What?
His value.
Okay, the things that he valued. Okay, I can see that. But this is the problem. Read verse 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 11.
Go ahead.
Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought,
Go ahead.
and on the labor
Uh-huh.
that I had labored to do,
Go ahead.
and behold, all was vanity,
All was what?
vanity.
Right. So these things at the end of the day, no matter what you title them, they represented vanity. Why? And ask yourself this, how was he able to examine himself into realizing that I can't be too carried away in my trees, I can't be too carried away in my gardens, I can't be too carried away in my servants. I got servants now. You know what I'm saying? I got a garden now. I planted trees. I got pools of water just to water the trees. What prevented him from being carried away in the alcohol? Uh-oh. So I gave my heart to wine. Damn. So he was out here just getting faded? Is that what it's saying? What prevented him from going too far? Like it says in Ezra, thou have gone too far, your mind has gone too far in this world. It's something here that he said. What did he have that he was able to now examine and say, you know what? Let me peel off of that real quick and get back to this. Let me not be too overbalanced in this over here, but let me get back to this. You know what? I know I'm over here in the garden enjoying the breeze, the flowers, looking at the birds chirp, talking about ants and making all types of poetry. But you know what? Let me make sure I'm running the kingdom the right way. What was it? And the reason why I'm posing this question is because in the world, you had nothing to anchor you into any type of mind. That's why you were all over the place. That's why you wanted to be the scientist, you wanted to build rocket ships, you wanted to race cars, you wanted to be the pimp, the player, the hustler. That didn't work out. Then you wanted to be the church boy, you wanted to be a Muslim, right? But what was the anchor? What?
Would it be wisdom?
Okay. So read verse 3. He's right. Read verse 3.
Verse 3.
Read.
I saw in my heart to give myself unto wine,
Right.
yet acquainting my heart with wisdom.
Yet doing what?
Acquainting my heart with wisdom.
No matter what he did, he tethered himself to wisdom. That way he didn't give his heart too much to wine. And now he's running around the kingdom, robe half open, drunk as hell, just going crazy on the servants. Destroying the garden, destroying his own works of his hands. Right? He didn't let himself get too far to where, you know what, I gotta still serve my purpose. Because that's the problem. That'd be the problem with a lot of brothers and sisters. What is it always about when it comes to whether or not I'm gonna perform in the truth or I'm gonna perform in the world? The truth robs me of my time. Right? I got Garmin meeting, I got this meeting, I got that meeting, I got this text, I got 50 million texts to answer, I got this, I got that, I got that. When is gonna be time for me? But what does wisdom say? Well, wisdom says what? That if you're wise-hearted and you have a wise mind, you're gonna build something. You're gonna build in wisdom, right? Wisdom says a virtuous woman. She's looking after her household, so she's not worried about her time. Wisdom says that a man is gonna build.
Yeah.
A king is gonna establish things on righteousness, so he don't got time for himself. Because he knows that as soon as he starts to remove himself from taking the oversight, what happened to the people underneath? Smite the shepherd and the sheep do what?
Scatter.
Right. Bind up the strong man and you can do what with his home? Enter in, right? You see that? So I'm bringing it back a little bit, because I want y'all to just think about, and y'all online too, right? Because even in the truth, you can get caught up in the things like my garden and my this and my that, and then you forget, wait a minute, what does wisdom say? Wisdom says to be balanced.
Yeah.
Wisdom says that there's a time to play, but there's a time to work. There's a time to get busy, there's a time to chill, there's a time for feasting, there's a time for mourning, right? It's all these different things. There's a time to study, there's a time to apply. You can't be the forever studier, right? You got to apply it, or else what's the point of studying, right? Right. So there's a time and place for all things, and that's what we got to remember. That's what we're seeing here. And then at the end of it, when we calculate what we've done, well, what have I built? Right? What have I fished? What did Christ say? Drop your nets, I'll make you fishers of men. Right? Building up men and women around us. Right? We could build houses and gardens and this and that and the third, but what about if you have nobody to be in the same mind as you and judgment as you to even enjoy it or to even work to build it further? So really it's about what am I investing into? Right? But if it's about the physical building, well, this is vanity. The AC can crap out tomorrow, and then guess what we're gonna do? Sweat, be mad as hell, and then leave. Right? We've been through it, right?
Right.
This thing can flood, damn ceiling falling, anything can happen, and then be like, oh well, guess we're gonna just gather what we can and go paint another school,
Right.
build another podium, because it shows you how vain it is. That it can be constructed just like this. As quickly as it's tore down, is as quick as it can be reared right up. But what about those relationships that we tear down? Right? Those are hard to rear right back up. What about those relationships that we don't even build? Right? What about those relationships with those in the faith that we say, that ain't important. My time is more important. What about that? Right? So I just want to reverse a little bit just so y'all could just give it a think and say, is the things that I'm doing, is there a wisdom attached to it to not let me go too far and to be able to examine what it is I'm doing and why I'm doing it? And then we can get to the next part, because once you understand, this next part's easy as hell. It's easy as hell. It's like, oh, this is life. Right? He stole my scripture in Colossians. Right? I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to open the class with that scripture. I thought that was a then I was like, I was walking to the car and I was like, that Colossians. I'll let him do his thing, right? But now let's go there. Let's go to Matthew's. Matthew's 19, right?
Matthew 19, verse 20.
Right.
21.
Gone.
Because again, if you don't understand what, then you won't do the why. You won't understand why. She over there trying to act like she got my scripture. That's what that is. Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 20.
Go ahead.
The young man said unto him,
Yeah, 21.
21.
verse 21. Matthew chapter 19, verse 21. Yahushua said unto him.
Now, just real quick, we could have started 20, but I want to get closer to the point. The rich young ruler came to Yahushua and said, how can I be perfect? Go ahead.
If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. And come and follow me.
Okay, so drop all the jewels, run all the furniture, sell the house, and come and follow me.
Get rid of the garments.
Get rid of the garments, the Babylonian garments.
All the horses and chariots you got.
Yeah.
You good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had Israelite garments. He said he kept the law from his.
In his youth up.
He wasn't running around looking like Babylon. I hope not.
He didn't have a Roman garment on?
Nah. Israelite garment. Don't put it on that, brother.
God.
Right? Run the horses, run the crib.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Take a pay cut.
Take a pay cut. A drastic one. Drop all of it. And he's like, come and follow me. No. Hey, you remember in Dave Chappelle? What was the dude's name? Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
No, but not Charlie Murphy, but Rick James.
Rick James.
Rick James.
Rick James.
So you know what Charlie Murphy was like? He said he seen Rick James and he had an aura around him. He was like,
Yeah.
go sell everything you got.
You gotta be careful when you do stuff like that online, bro. They will clip you and have you out here looking crazy.
Right.
They will clip you and have you out here looking crazy, bro. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. We in the age of clipping and receipts.
God.
Hey,
Well, Yahushua said, sell everything. Come and follow me. Give it all up and come with me. Read on.
But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
He had a lot going on. He established himself. He just got his life. Or maybe he been had his life and living his best life. Maybe that's where he's at in life, living his best life. Now, I want to show you. Now, I went through the different gospels and the different accounts of when Yahushua said, lay down your life. Because that was the class is about. It's about laying down your life. So, give me Matthew chapter 10 and verse 39.
And ask yourself this. The rich young ruler, once again, right? Because it was not Solomon, a young ruler.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the difference between the two men? What was the difference between Solomon and this young ruler? Well, there's a wisdom that's attached for you to really see what things are. Right? The servants. Who don't want servants? Who don't want chariots? Who don't want pools of water and trees and gardens and all types of just stuff? There has to be an eyesight, a wisdom, a lens that you look towards to see that, like Solomon said, vanity. Right? Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 39.
He that findeth his life shall lose it.
He that does what?
Findeth his life shall lose it.
So, key word in this one is he that findeth his life. Read on.
And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Okay, so when you think about someone finding their life, think about when you're in high school, you're graduating, and then you're like, you have aspirations, you might want to go to college. Or let's say you don't want to go to college and you want to get a job. You're trying to find your way. You're trying to see where your niche is in this world. You want to find out what your talent is. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? Oh, you got hoop dreams? You want to be in the NBA? You want to be a NFL player? Oh, you want to go to a college and be an engineer? Like finding your way, finding what you want to do in life. It says he that findeth his life. If you find your life, oh, you know what? I'm going to be the best architect in the whole entire world. This is my purpose for being on earth. I'm going to be a scientist. I'm going to be a police officer. I'm doing like things that kids would say.
Right.
I'm going to be a fireman.
Right.
You know, you found your way in life. It said that you'll lose it. Because that's not the way. It's a way. It's not the way. Because that's not what the Most High wanted for you. That's not what the Most High had planned for you. You think you found your life. Yeah, you found your life. You didn't find life. This life is temporary. There's the eternal life. Yeah, how should I say you'll lose it? Hey, if you think you found it, you think this is it, you're gonna lose it. Give me Luke chapter 17 and verse 33.
And when we say that it's not the life that the Most High intended for you, you just gotta look at it. Where we're not saying don't have jobs, we're not saying don't take care of your families. We're not saying that, but just look at the way you have to do it in this society. So you'd have to ask, the real question is, did the Most High intend this society for his people? and this way of living for his people, where he gave us the command: do your work for 6 days, on the seventh day rest.
Con.
This society don't work like that. This society says work 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, right? This society says we created holidays for you. The Most High gave us high holy days and holy days. So when we say, this is not what the Most High created you for, it's not, a job, it's the purpose. It's the society that we're in. He didn't create you to have to battle whether or not your kids you gotta send your kids to a school with a bunch of homosexuals and school shooters. That's crazy. Come on, they got girl school shooters now. Some chick in Wisconsin busting heads.
Dang.
Some little chick in grade school capping them down yesterday or day before. But think about but think about it, that's the decisions you gotta make. Whether or not I sent my kid to school knowing that somebody could pull up with something that's going to, whether it be guns, drugs, offering them something that's out the spirit, that's way off. So this is way broader than just like a job, right? The Most High didn't intend me to have a job. Yeah, he did, of course. You gotta work, right? But in this setup, no, not in this setup, not the way this is, because it's not what he intended for his people. So that's how you got to look at it. Be more spiritual, though. Let's not be simple. We're not telling y'all to go quit, that the Most High just wants you to sit around the house and do nothing. Because that's not the society we in either. But it's so overbalanced, 2-3 jobs ain't cutting it. Right? And then everything else is neglected because you got to provide. So that's not what the Most High intended.
Right.
How you going to be able to get up and raise up and teach your children, your family, if you raising up and running to work, just to run home, just to run to another job, or just to try to get a few hours of sleep, just to run back to work? So just look at the dynamic that we're bringing out. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 17, verse 33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it.
So, in this Luke, right, it said, whosoever shall seek to save his life. You're trying to secure what you got. That's the saving of your life. You're like, hey, you know what? I got a good thing going on. I got a good job. Remember when COVID happened? All the nurses and everyone in the medical field had to take the COVID shot, right? Well, they had to take the COVID shot to do what? So if they wanted to save their life, keep things flowing, keep the same amount of money.
Their livelihood.
Their livelihood, right?
Right.
Save their livelihood. They had to comply.
Or what they think is a livelihood.
Exactly.
Dang.
They had to comply. Because if they took that pay cut, money wouldn't be the same. Might not be able to stay in the same house. Food and amenities won't be the same. What did Yahushua tell the rich young ruler to do? Go sell everything and follow me. If you seek to save your life, because your life is so precious, the things that you got, you want to hold on to, you're afraid of losing, you're going to lose it. That's what Scripture saying. You seek to save your life, you're going to lose it. Did you finish that verse?
Yes, sir.
Did you?
Yeah. Can we go to Hebrews real quick? Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 10.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 10.
So, just off of the point that Shatak's saying too about, you seek to save your life, you shall lose it. So when you read this Hebrews chapter 11, it starts to go through all these brothers that earn themselves a name with the Most High, from Abel to Enoch to Noah to Abraham, right? So check this out. Check out how they were able to, in a way, save their lives. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 10. For he looked for a city which hath foundation.
This is speaking of Abraham. So when the Most High told Abraham to get up and leave, it was nothing for him. Why? Because his affection was on high. His affection wasn't on his present life and the present comfortability of the life that he was living in Mesopotamia. But he was looking for another city, right? We're gonna read about the city. Go ahead.
Whose builder and maker is the Most High.
So his affection was on the city that the Most High made. That's where he was at, right? So now I'll jump to verse 13.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
These all died in faith.
So Abraham, you got Abel, you got Enoch, you got Noah, you got Abraham. It's saying they died in faith, right? Go ahead.
Not having received the promises,
Go ahead.
but having seen them afar off,
Uh-huh.
and were persuaded of them,
Uh-huh.
and embraced them.
And what?
Embraced them.
The only way you can embrace this is if you give up your life. And if this life that you're living right now isn't worth it. It's only if you can see that. And you can start, you start.
No, go ahead.
And you start. Oh,
Go ahead.
there's a new kid in class. So.
Yeah.
You got a question, sir?
I got a question.
You got it, sir.
Yeah.
What does it mean to give up your life? Like, what does that look like? That would be my question. Like, what does that look like? Any takers? We going over the class. Don't just sit here and act like Khan. Talking about that's right and you know what's right. What does that mean? Like, what does it mean? Like, we keep saying it, and it sounds cultish, right? It sounds like we saying just drink the Kool-Aid, nigga, and shut up, and that's not what we saying. So my question, if I was there, would be, well, what does that look like? What? I got to slip my wrist? What are we doing?
No, don't do that.
What are we doing? Give up my life? Like, what are we doing? Go ahead.
I would say that it looks like putting your nation and your people above yourself, before yourself.
Okay, so that's the overarching theme, right? Now, how do I display that? What does that look like? Like how would I implement putting my nation and my people before me? How would that? Because it's different for everybody, right? Like I'm a nationalist. Okay, well, because Black Power. I said it. Let's see if somebody else got an answer. I'm gonna let you come back. Go ahead.
I would say,
And let me say this: it's not a trick question, right? I'm not. This ain't yesterday. So
well, just going on.
That's hilarious.
Kind.
Funny.
Well, just going on what you're saying, probably like by showing the fruits of the spirit.
okay, but how is that? Now you're gonna lead me down another rabbit hole. How do I do that? Right. So let's go back to the first rabbit hole.
Okay.
What does it look like? I'm putting my nation first. Sis.
For me, and this class is crazy.
See, go
I was
ahead.
talking to
You said-
Emma yesterday. We had a whole good conversation, and we're going over these things. But for me, it's like, for me, giving up that life is living for a purpose, because I didn't have a purpose, and that's one thing I was telling her, is like I was living and I was chasing something, I just didn't know what, and now I have a purpose. Now there's a purpose in life, because I told her, we all die. We all die, and that's something that I think of, no matter what I do, whatever, if I was rich, if I was poor, we all have that ending, death in this world. So it's that's nothing, like that's all, because I look at people in the world, and it's just, I told her, they just look dead. They literally look dead, and they can have the nice cars, but they look dead. So now me being in the truth, me living, is like, I'm living for a purpose, and my purpose is to be better than I was, to, all of that negative, and yeah.
So who else had it? Who else had their hand? Yep, sis.
I was gonna say something almost similar to that, but to me, for what it means, me giving up myself for my brothers and sisters is putting my hand in the work and doing what is being taught, and by being taught, me applying it.
Right, that's perfect. Can somebody ask me?
Yes. Answer.
Can somebody ask me? Can somebody ask me what I think it is?
What do you think?
Anybody want to act? Ben, sis.
How about the new guy?
I was gonna say,
Oh, you.
going back to how he started the class, it was like, how do we start off our day? For me, it's like, what am I gonna do today that is gonna benefit the body or the next sister, the next brother, versus myself? You know, I think of me last, and I'm like, how can I help this sister? Or what can I do for the school? Like, that's where my mind is all the time when I wake up. To answer your question.
Does anybody want to ask one of us? I mean, I was the new student that I just wanted to see because they were teaching the class and I'm just here learning too. Huh?
What do you think?
So everything y'all said is right? And just to add just some more to it, right? It's about, well, if it's about the nation, well, what does the nation need? And then being able to provide that, right? So the nation needs guidance, the nation needs leaders, the nation needs order and structure and discipline. So they have to be able to see it. So that means if I present myself to the people, it's in a manner of order, discipline, structure, brotherhood, sisterhood. It's all those components that the scriptures say that we're supposed to have. So what would be the first thing a person has to do? I would have to study those things and learn how to put myself under that yoke.
Yeah.
So the first thing, it looks like selflessness and not being selfish. That means that it goes back to my time is my time, but what am I putting my time into? So I would literally have to be the thing that the nation needs, if that's what it's about. Right? Because it's not Black Power movement. Let's all grab guns and shoot. But even if it was that, wouldn't you have to take the time to learn how to shoot a gun? If we were just Black nationalists and we were going to just take over the white man with guns and bombs, wouldn't you have to study ammo?
Right.
And know how to. Okay, so it's like anything where if we're trying to get Christ to come back on this earth and do anything for us, well, we would have to do the Christ thing first, right? Which is give up, which is be the example, which is all the things that Yahushua did to do what? To invoke his presence. But mainly for the people to be able to have the example so they could do what? The same thing.
Yeah.
And then now you're no longer a cult. You're no longer just saying cultish things like, lay down your life, brother. Lay down your life, brother. You gotta die. What? That's wild. Laying down your life is a thing that you do in the actions, like love. Love is an action, right? Love is not a butterfly. It's a thing you do, right? And it's something that you do towards someone else.
It's like your child. Like when you have a child, you start having children.
Right.
The things that you used to do, you don't do those anymore because you have to take care of your children.
Well, why though? Because going back to the examining yourself, you examine and you say, you know what? I got these bad habits about me, and if I carry these bad habits, my child is gonna pick them up. So let me change that. Ain't that you laying down your life for your child? So you see how easy it is? You're already doing it. That's the point. If you sit in here today, you're doing it. You might just be doing it in like some are doing it in bigger ways than others. Some are in small, minute ways. Some are still warming up to the idea, right? But you're here doing it. Y'all online, y'all are doing it.
Yeah.
If you're participating, you're doing it, right? Even if you taking the two little hours to listen to class, that's you laying your life down in some aspect to pick up a different life. Right? It got to start somewhere is what I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to give y'all some props. Right? I'm not trying to crap on anybody's works or the fact that you've given up time because you didn't have to. You didn't have to because you could have made a different choice to say, you know what, class today, yeah, I'm straight. I got enough classes. My notebook is thick.
Yeah, there's no monetary reward. There's no reward that you can like just touch and feel.
Yeah, it's not tangible.
It's not tangible.
Yeah.
It's not, but even that, there's no constraint either. Like nobody's Who got hit up for class today? Like, yo, y'all gotta be in class today. Be there. We don't send out text reminders for class. Y'all know the schedule. Right? We're not pulling up to your house, escorting you down the steps, making sure you get in the vehicle and then giving you a motorcade to get here. If you show up, you show up. If you don't, you don't. We ain't pinging you online to come into class. If you get the text, you know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The diligent, the earnest are gonna say, you know what, this is where I should be at. Because there is something tangible. There is a reward that's greater than the vanity that I've been trying to accumulate this whole time that ain't working.
You know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It goes back to what we're reading right. It goes back to this verse 13. We read again. Hebrews 11:13.
Verse 13.
Go ahead.
These all died in faith,
not
having received the promises,
but
having seen them afar off.
And like what he was just bringing out, like that's what it is. That's like we do show up. That's why we do open the Bible, because the thing is, man, it actually takes a sacrifice to even do this. You could be watching for those that's on YouTube, you could be watching anything else right now, and we sacrifice our time to be here to put in. But why? Because we see something afar off. We see a goal. We see a reward with the Most High. We see it afar off. And guess what? You want to know what the cool part is? It says these all died in faith. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that did this, that we remember, that we've seen and talked to and even touched, that died, that didn't even get to experience it. And there's a chance that we may do the same. You see what I'm saying? But we see it afar off. And guess what? If we never get to experience it in this physical lifetime, at least we could say we died in faith the same way that they did, right? But I wanted to say this too, like just on what Platazop saying, like what does it mean to give up? Like if you look at John chapter 10, Christ talks about being a shepherd. So when he came, he was doing the will of the Father. Yeah, he healed people, he healed the sick, he cleansed the leper, he raised from the dead. But what was he doing? He was teaching brothers, he was teaching sisters, he was teaching the people. The majority didn't want to listen. But what was he doing? He was raising up disciples. You see what I'm saying? Right before he left, what did he tell Peter? Feed my sheep. Feed my sheep. You read 1 Peter 5:2. What does it say? Take the overstock of the flock. You read John chapter 10. It says, I am the way. Yeah. And he goes into talking about being a shepherd. Because why? Israel is like a sheep without no shepherd. Mm-hmm. You smite the shepherd and the flock will do what? Scatter. So we're like sheep our people's like sheep without a shepherd. We have no leadership. So our people got to be able to see some form of standard, some form of righteousness, some form of example to get out of the predicaments that they're in. And that's what giving your life undertakes. So even like right now, what we're doing, right? If you look at Elisha, you had Elijah, then you had Elisha. Y'all know Elisha had like schools where prophets were at, where they learned. Elijah had the same too. That's why the other prophets came to Elisha and was like, you know, Elijah's about to be gone, right? Why? Because it was schools of prophets that was being taught just like now. But I wanted to finish this though. Read verse 13. Read where you left off.
And were persuaded of them and embraced them.
So that's what you gotta embrace. You gotta embrace just that. Like this ain't like you said purpose, right? Like my purpose ain't nothing here. My purpose that I'm working on here is to get me to the next life. You see what I'm saying? Read on.
And confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
So this is the cold part. Like you never seen Enoch say that. You never seen Abraham say that. I mean, you never seen Enoch, Abraham, Noah. You never seen them say they're pilgrims on this earth, right? Read on. I'm gonna show y'all something. Go ahead.
For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country.
You see that? And what are they seeking? They're seeking a country is a place where you're gonna abode at. They were seeking heaven. So they didn't say like, hey, I don't want to be here, but they were saying it by their actions and the way that they were living. Like this life right here, this ain't for me. I'm trying to live towards the next life. I'm trying to live towards the next country, the Most High's country. That's why I started in verse 10. where it says, for he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. That's what all of them said. And that's what we're saying here too. And that's what this class is saying about your present life. About why
they knew that this wasn't it.
they knew that it wasn't it. So yeah, you gotta work because you gotta eat. You gotta have a roof and all that over your head. But is that your purpose? Is that what it is that you're trying to?
Give me the one that goes with this in the Apocrypha. It's in what we went over it the other day. Ezra. Those that sell as if they have no merchandise. You know what I'm talking about? But go ahead, lock around, finish up. But
Yeah. No, that was pretty much it.
Because it kind of goes right along with what you're saying. It's perfect. Hypnotic, real quick. So I'm not sure if I can't see your profile pic. I'm not sure if you're a man or a woman. But you said, hello, how do I know if I'm an Israelite? Somebody give me Romans 8.
You got Sasuke.
Somebody give me Romans 8 and verse 16. Somebody give me Jeremiah 1.
Romans chapter 8, verse 16.
Read Romans 8:16.
The Spirit itself breathes wisely.
Somebody else read it.
Romans chapter 8, verse 16.
Go ahead.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit.
Right, so what you need to start doing, if you want to know if you're an Israelite or not, start keeping the commandments. Start keeping the commandments. If you're eating pork, stop doing it. Drugs, all those, smoking, whatever it is, start keeping the commandments. Right? And then your spirit is going to bear witness whether or not it agrees with your spirit. Right? You ask another question. How did you don't know how you got here. I'm assuming you don't know how you got onto the channel. Well, if you're like, then you were chosen to be on this channel. It's your destiny. Go to Jeremiah 1:5. You do those commandments, you keep the faith in Christ and the commandments of the Most High. You'll know where you stand with the Most High. If the commandments become grievous, I can't put down the pork, I can't put down the shrimp, the crab, the lobster. Those are basics. If you're a sister, I can't stop wearing pants. Right? I can't stop being disagreeable. Like, if your spirit doesn't agree with these commandments, then, right? More than likely, you ain't no Israelite. Read it.
Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
See that? The Most High, He chose you from before you were formed in the belly to do what? To keep His word, to keep His charge, to keep His commandments. That's what we were chosen for as a nation. So there's no way to prove, there's no DNA test to prove an Israelite, okay? There's no DNA that you can go to, and I went to 23andMe and I'm 25% this and 100% no, right? You gotta have faith, right? You gotta have faith. Faith, it's damn 99% faith, right? It's 100% faith, but then guess what? While you have that faith in Christ, you're gonna do those works, you're gonna do those commandments, and you'll know where you stand, right? And then just keep pulling up, keep coming to the channel, like, share, subscribe, right? And just keep checking out the classes. We got like 4,000 videos on this one channel alone. Just start going through the channels and start learning. And if your spirit bears witness to what the scriptures are actually saying, more than likely you'll be an Israelite. All right, just drop that. Go to scripture I wanted in Ezra's. Did somebody find it? Are y'all capping? Man, where's my gun? It's in Ezra. Come on, we got it. We just went over this the other day. Damn.
What does it say?
That's why I had to do y'all the way I did y'all yesterday, man. Cause
Wow.
What does it say though?
it talks about being pilgrims in the earth, but it goes about saying those that be as those that have merchandise but sell not. It gives you all these different.
Second Ezra 16:42.
Thank you. Second Ezra 16. I gotta mark that. I bet you already have it.
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 42.
Go ahead, read.
He that occupied merchandise,
Come on.
as he that hath no profit by it,
Right.
and he that buildeth,
No, go up to verse Go to verse 41. No, up, read verse 40.
Verse 40. Oh, my people, hear my word.
Go ahead.
Make you ready to the battle.
Do what?
Make ye ready to the battle.
So even though he asked who was fighting wars and going out with guns and doing, and everybody was like, no, I'm not. But guess what? You are though. Because now you got a battle between the vanity things in life and doing a purpose. That's the battle now. That's the battle. Do I fulfill a purpose or do I fulfill my own will? What do you think Christ had to battle? He was a man with the same temptations. You think he didn't have the inkling of, and I hate when I hear brothers say this, like, no, he was a robot. He never had a thought outside of come on. He was a man. He was a man like you and me, and said that he was tempted in all manner that we were tempted in. It would be unfair if he didn't have a thought like, you know what, man, these niggas is bugging. Let me go do my own thing. You think he didn't have that thought? Of course he had the thought. Of course he had the thought to not go through with his own death. He asked the Father to remove the cup. That was it right there. Come on. Why would he ask it if he was a damn robot that he just submitted himself? Come on. He had his moment where he said, I don't know about this. Right? Just like when we have our moments and I don't know about it. I'd rather go do something else. That's the battle. That's the condition of the battle that we all got to face. It tells you that again in Ezra. Read on.
And in those evils, be even as pilgrims.
As what?
Be even as pilgrims.
In those evils, be as pilgrims. You better move around. You better migrate to somewhere else away from them evils. Because it's an evil world we living in.
It's an evil world we live in.
Go ahead.
Upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away.
So what is it? What is he trying to let you know? Don't get too attached. De Niro said it in Heat. Don't get attached to nothing you can't leave in 60 seconds.
Dang, that was a good movie.
That was a great movie. And that's one of the best lines in movie history. Don't allow yourself to be attached to anything you can't leave in 60 seconds.
Dang.
Read.
And he that buyeth, as one that will lose.
So it's a mind state that he's promoting here. That be in the world, but be not of the world. Right? Don't get using the world, but not abusing the world. Not getting so caught up that Jeremiah said it. Didn't Jeremiah tell him to build houses and build vineyards in captivity? Why would he say that? But then come out of her, my people. Come on, think about it. Come out of her, my people, but build you vineyards in captivity.
He said both.
He said both. Now we got to go and find the balance in that. That what? Yeah, build the vineyards, build you your house, build this, build that. But don't be so attached that all of a sudden your house is the worship spot for Christmas. They pulling up to your house for Thanksgiving. Your house is the damn
Yahweh's Day.
Yahweh's Day. Your house is the damn Baal temple worship spot. It's the brothel. It's whoremongering. It's all types of filth. Build you a house, but in righteousness. Let that house be built with wisdom. Build you a vineyard, but on the Sabbath day, rest. 6 days you work, 7 days, chill out. Right? It's a mind state that we have to adopt. Go ahead, read.
He that occupieth merchandise,
come on,
as he that hath no profit by it.
Go ahead.
And he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein.
Go ahead.
He that soweth, as if he should not reap.
Read.
So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes.
Right. So all he's saying is like, look, don't get attached to these things to where now you're so dependent. The kingdom of heaven is more than just meat and drink and raiment. But man shall live by every word that proceed from the mouth of the Father. Go ahead.
They that marry, as they that shall get no children.
Right. Husbands that have wives, be as though you have none. Read.
And they that marry not, as the widowers.
Go ahead.
And therefore they that labor in vain.
See that? And that's the thing. It all comes back to now, it's vanity. Right? Where's the real true substance? Not getting attached it's not about getting attached to any one thing in this world. You can't even be so attached to a person. Right?
Yeah.
You can't be, because a person has the option to get up and leave. A person has the option to say, you know what, I don't want to be here. A person can pass away. And then what are you going to have? You're going to be so attached that you pass away also? That you leave also? They drag you out?
You know, I was gonna say, the Most High wants no attachments.
He wants to be the attached. He wants to be attached too.
Exactly. That's why he did the ultimate test with Abraham to see if he'll offer his son.
Exactly.
I think of how attached Abraham was to Isaac, knowing that Isaac was the seed of the promise.
Yeah.
And the way, just even the way that Isaac was conceived in the later age, after all this time, think of the attachment that he had with him.
But he didn't. But he didn't.
Right away.
But he didn't.
No,
He
but
proved it.
No, what I'm saying, like, but
I see what you're saying.
But he did. And then when the Most High brought him, the Most High put that attachment to the test. Like, are you more attached to him, or is it me?
And he proved that he was.
You know what I'm saying?
He was more attached to the Most High.
Yeah.
That's what it. Yo, what did Abraham say? Oh, man, Abraham said something cold. He said Abraham basically said that I know the Most High can raise him back up.
Yeah. So he reasoned that
The Most High. Now think about that. That's resurrection. That's a whole other topic. Anyway. That's a whole other topic, right? Hypnotic, real quick. It's easy for me to give up pork and shellfish. I'll do that right away, but I do struggle with other problems. Well, if you need to talk about those problems and not air them out online, we can definitely counsel. We do that. You can hit us up. Like I said, continue to watch class, right? And those problems, you'll see that a lot of the things you're dealing with, we more than likely touch the class on it. Right? But if you need to rap to somebody, you can give us a call. That's fine. I don't want you to start airing your stuff out online, right? But yeah, I mean, however you want to do it, right? And then we go from there. But as far as the topic, y'all get that, right? Drop that. Go back to the Hebrews.
No, you done with that? Okay. Mark chapter 8, verse 35.
Mark chapter 8, verse 35.
So, just to recap, in Matthew, the account of laying down your life is, if you find your life, you find your path, then you're going to lose it. Luke's account is, if you're trying to save your life or secure what you got going on, you're going to lose it. Mark's account, read Mark chapter 8, verse 35.
Mark chapter 8, verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Go ahead.
But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel, the same shall save it.
So the brothers were going over this saving process and what it looked like, right? This person right here in Mark's account is a person that has it and they're good with it. They didn't just get it, they're not new to it. They're secure. They're more like, an Oprah. They got it and there's no worry of losing it. They're secure. But if you're trying to save this, you're trying to preserve this on and on and on, you're going to lose it. Got one more account in John chapter 12 and verse 24.
John chapter 12, verse 24. Verily, verily, I say unto you.
Salaki, verse 25.
Verse 25. He that loveth his life shall lose it.
Now, this one says he that loved his life. Now, the person that loves their life, they're the ones that YOLO, I'm living my best life, everything is good for me, and I'm a free spirit. I just love how the universe and the ancestors are working in my favor. I love how, I just got all these chakra rocks, and I do yoga like for 30 minutes to an hour in the morning. I just love life. I read books like How to Manifest, and I study astrology. I'm just loving my life. Or you hood rich. Hood rich. I got my grill, I got my chains. I'm living the life that I wanted to live. I'm living my best life. They love the way that they live. Oh, I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. He loving his life because he loved it so much. He want to be in the ghetto in heaven. This is the person that loves their life. You're gonna lose it. And brothers explain what losing it is. It's just trading one thing for another. It's just prioritizing.
Who is this person? Who is this person, like, who loves their life here in this time, in this place? Who is that person? Huh? Well, he loves it. We know he loves his life. He on top. Who is it? What type of person is it? Just think about it. I'm talking about in this world, in this place. You come across them all the time. It's that damn, it's that Uncle Tom Negro that slavery is not real, and I've never felt any injustice. And
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, it's the little Waynes of this world that I don't see nothing wrong with nothing. Right? It's the coon ass Christian pastor and attendees that, not my Jesus. My Jesus would never do this. He would never put us in slavery, massa. It's the yes massa niggas. Coons, jigaboos, porch monkeys, street cheetahs,
Roof monkeys.
roof monkeys. It's a car that thinks that they're Esau.
Oh yeah.
They want to be Blanco. It's them, bro.
On the ethnicity, what do I check off?
White. Yeah, Blanco. It's those type of people that when you come and talk to them and you say, man, what about the stuff that our people have, our people throughout the hours of time have endured, the injury. You're like, what slavery? Prove that there was slave ships. Huh?
You weren't there.
Yeah, like slavery didn't affect you. Maybe your great-great-granddaddy, but not you. Get your cool ass out of here. It's those people that's like, my life is good. I don't know about what you niggas see. Y'all just want to have simple. Y'all just want to, what is it? When they say you, not fear mongering. It's like sympathy. Dang, what's the term? When it's like you're just man complaining.
Blaming the white man.
No, but you're like complaining through hurt. I forgot what they call it.
Trauma bonding?
Not trauma bonding. But you want people to sympathize with you through your hurt, and you're just complaining about your hurt. I forgot the term. It's a terminology that's used. That's what they say about Israelites, that we just complain about slavery, and then that's how we want sympathizers, and we don't do anything for the community, and this, that, and the third, while them same coon-ass niggas ain't doing nothing either, but sitting on their ass. Doing what? In their gated communities, in their houses, in their locked up churches when damn floods and pandemics is happening. They're not doing nothing. They're not out in them streets. They're not out in them streets teaching nobody. They're not online teaching nobody. Right? But when you say, look, give something up. Huh? I don't gotta do that. Not my Jesus. This is a spirit. Then all of a sudden they want to be in the spirit. This is a spiritual war. The weapons of my warfare. Like what? Hold up. Which one is it? You see what I'm saying? What happened? Yeah, I started talking about the church and coons, and all of a sudden the internet's messed up.
Yeah.
Probably some coons listening in. Right? What happened? The power died?
It's starting to get, yeah, it's still on. It was getting dark.
Oh, it's fine. It's still on. Yeah, we good. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? It's those type of people. Let's be real. It's your own family members. It's your mama. It's your daddy. That they don't want to recognize what's really going on and be real with it, because why? Then they'd have to actually do something. Then they would have to actually take action, because wait a minute, we're oppressed. Okay, how do I get out of oppression? Or I just ride with it. Right? It's those people that don't want to fight against the machine. They don't want to rage against this damn machine. So they do what? They just go complicit. They say, you know what? Listen, I got a vehicle. I got a job. I'm able to put food on the table. I'm able to pay my lights. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm free. I can get on a plane and fly anywhere I want in this world. Oh, you know what? If you're so oppressed, then just leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me. Like, just leave. Go back to where?
Let's go back to Africa.
The Chinese man can go back to China. Japanese cats, they can hop on a chain. Japanese Express, they slide to Japan. They got their own airlines. AliExpress, they can slide over to Abu Dhabi or wherever they want to go. Right? Where we gonna go? I hop on a plane, I gotta go to somebody else's whole country.
And it doesn't matter. America is sanctioned everywhere.
That's
America
the
runs
point.
everything.
The
So
earth
it doesn't matter.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So where can a black man go for any solace? For any peace of mind? Nowhere. Nowhere. Can't go to the homeland. Can't go to the motherland. Not right now. Right? It's the homo land. It's the home right now. That's just what it is.
Getting bombed land.
You can't pull up to Israel right now. Hell no. And why would you want to? So the point is, the ones that say, read it again.
John chapter 12, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
He that loveth his
The
life.
ones that love their life is because they're blinded by the God of this world. They're blinded by one of these attachments. The field, the garden, the pools of water, the water of their trees, their vehicle, their job. And those are the people that get hit the hardest. That when the white man pull the rug from under them, gotcha trick, right? When he snatch it, their whole livelihood is predicated. I be feeling bad for those type of people. Because their whole livelihood, go to Isaiah 30 real quick. My bad. Go to Isaiah 30 and read verse 1. Their entire livelihood is predicated on this country. Read it.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1.
Come on.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
Go ahead.
And that cover with the covering,
right,
but not of my spirit.
They're covered with the spirit of Sodom and Egypt. Go ahead.
That they may ascend to sin.
Go ahead.
That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth.
Read verse 3.
Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be ashamed.
And that's what tends to happen with those same people that love their life. It becomes a shame to them when this country turns their back. Proud to be American. I'm gonna fight for this country.
Big old tattoo on their arm with American flag.
I was a Marine. I gave up my life, and then guess what? You go out there, get blow the hell up, lose a leg, lose a limb, come back to America, can't even get health care. Come back, you homeless. Come back, the veterans, they treat them like crap. I was a police officer for 30 years. I retired and they took my pension. Damn. I was a school teacher. I taught these badass kids for 20-something years. And they find some way to jack you out your pension, jack you out of Social Security. Because they don't care, but you trust it. You let that shadow, that fake ass comfort, right? That fake comfort be what you put your trust in, and then it becomes your shade. And that's what we try to warn our people about, like, yo, don't get so comfortable here. Because this country will put you to shame. Because to be comfortable here, you got to believe in the ideology. Right or wrong. It's not comfortable here for heterosexuals. It's very uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable in America. I'm very uncomfortable driving the streets. I'm very uncomfortable watching the TV. It's nasty work. I'm very uncomfortable when a YouTube commercial comes on. I gotta hit skip because I don't know what they're about to show me. Some AIDS some AIDS pills with 2 gay dudes kissing. Something. I'm very uncomfortable watching any social media. I'm very uncomfortable going inside the malls. Gotta watch all the butt nakedness. I'm very uncomfortable. But the ones that are comfortable in this, when that rug get pulled out, man, bro, it's bad for them. Right? Where you at? Go again. Read it again.
John chapter 12, verse 25. He that loveth his life shall lose it.
Go ahead.
And he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal.
So that person that was just described, that loved their life, that's living it up.
I love my life.
I don't know the song, but I can follow the melody.
I love my life.
Oh, he's supposed to know the song.
He knows the song. He knows the song.
You're supposed to join in. It's supposed to be a duet. I'm a background dancer.
Oh, wow. It's a whole song called I Love My Life.
So, but if you love it, you're going to lose it. Now, we went over 4 different types of people that is explained in 4 different accounts of the gospel. All right, give me 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3.
Come on.
Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say...
So when the person that loves their life shall say, when the person that wants to secure their life shall say, for the one that has a secure life shall say, for the one that finds their life shall say, go ahead.
Peace and safety.
Read.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Then what?
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
The rug will be pulled from underneath your feet because you thought that was life. You thought this was the way. You thought the White House and the white picket fence and the 2.5 children, which is 2 kids and a dog or a cat, was the life.
That boy getting turned up. Uh-oh.
You thought this was it, but it ain't.
Got them octaves.
Yeah. They hitting all the octaves. Drop the bass too.
Uh-oh.
This is not it.
Get your thought mad. Uh-oh.
This it ain't it. It said sudden destruction will hit you. Read on.
As travail upon a woman with child.
Go ahead.
And they shall not escape.
You won't escape because you weren't rooted and grounded in the things concerning true life. Yeah, just like we use the examples, all the examples that we used earlier, I like the children. Because I know parents, or I've known parents, that just throw their kids to the wolves. I knew a woman that she had a son and did not take care of her son, but went and chased men all her life. And her son had to go from grandma to auntie to uncle and living and moving, granddaddy moving to all these different houses while she's out chasing men. She didn't want to lose her life. She was trying to find it. She thought she found her life in a man. She didn't want to give that up to help nurture and bring up her son. Or like a parent with parently instincts do for their children. You know what? Let me give up so they can have. Let me give up so that I can take it up again. That's what Yahweh Shai did. He laid down his life so he can take it up again. Because people, this is the misconception of the truth, right? And this was even misconception, I remember when I was younger in church. They're like, yeah, when you start following the Bible, you can't do nothing. Life is not fun. There's so much restriction, so much do's and don'ts. You can't do nothing. Just gotta live in this box. Well, really, once you get into this box and you understand it, man, you start finding out like I got room. I can 2-step. I can shimmy. I can do. I got freedom in the law.
I was about to say that. I got freedom in Christ.
Yes, freedom in Christ. It's like once you understand the boundaries, then you know how to move, right? It's simple. But if you constantly want to go outside the boundaries and you feel like the boundaries are restrictions instead of what they are, a hedge of protection, Why Satan couldn't touch Job? Said, well, Yahushua, like, you consider my servant Job? Satan's like, man, you got a hedge of protection around him. Can't touch him. That's what the law is. That's what laying down your life is. You're laying down yourself within the hedge of protection. And you learn to operate in that. And the more you learn to understand to operate in that, you find out you got room. You got room to move around. You know? You can do things. It's not as restrictive